Have you seen the price of fish? Well, they're all too aware of it, are so are fish and chip shops. We've come to Whitby this morning to find out how the soaring price of cod in particular is putting pressure on those businesses.
We're going to go do something a little bit different now, because is the rising price of cod, of fish, putting the future of the traditional chippy tea, it's quite difficult to say that, chippy tea, in doubt?
Yeah, fish and chip shop owners, equally difficult, say that they're having to find new ways of keeping their businesses afloat. So Ben is at the coast for us this morning. He's in Whitby. Good morning. Bit early for... Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a perfect thing for breakfast. Morning, Ben.
Yeah, it's never too early for fish and chips, really, is it? The cabinets are not quite full yet, but that's because we've only got the fryers fired up and ready for us to talk about this issue. We're here at the quayside. It's a family-run restaurant and chippy as well for your takeaways. We're on the harbour in Whitby. It's a beautiful morning here. And Stuart is the owner. He's going to set some food going for us in the fry. What have we got? A piece of what today?
Piece of haddock this morning.
Piece of haddock,
yeah.
right. Let's get that going and we'll get the chips going as well. And we'll be speaking to Stuart in just a moment. But let me tell you the reason that we're here. It's to talk about what else the price of fish and cod in particular is a bit of a problem, because it has soared in price. One business has told us it has doubled in price in the past year, and that's largely down to a big reduction in quotas, the amount that can be caught in the Barents Sea, where much of the stocks come from. As a result, some chippies have had to put their prices up, but they can only do that so much without scaring off customers. So others are cutting costs in other ways. Around 2 in 3 chippies say they're cutting back on staffing, and around 1 in 3 fish and chip shops say they are cutting back on hours. Now, talking of timings, I'm told by Stuart that it's about 3 or 4 minutes for the perfect piece of fish. So while we're waiting for that to cook, why don't you have a look at what we've been finding out about the wider impact of this from another chippy in Lancashire.
I love what I do. I absolutely love fish and chips. I love dealing with the customers. Don't know what I'd do other than this.
For Andrew, there's no better, or should that be batter, way to make a living.
I mean, we are the heart of the community. I mean, people go to the pub, they come to the fish and chip shop.
He followed his parents into the industry and now has a few chippies of his own, but running them is proving a challenge.
This is probably the most difficult time for the fish and chip industry that we've ever seen. We've seen cod prices more or less double over the last 9 months. It's putting more pressure on haddock. People are swapping onto haddock rather than cod. I mean, businesses are buying more haddock, so that's putting the price of haddock up as well. It is a real burden on the business, because obviously fish is one of your biggest inputs. We sell a lot of fish in fish and chip shops.
Figures suggest that on average we import 10 times more fish than we catch. And with ever-rising costs, it means owners like Andrew are having to look at different ways to balance the books.
We are having to be a bit more creative, offer different portion sizes, just try to hit that price point, but it really is challenging. You know, we've got 160 years worth of heritage, and I think people see it as a cheap meal. We've existed before we had minimum wage, before VAT, before business rates. So all these things have come into play and put extra cost on the business. I'll keep going as long as I can, because I love what I do. I don't want the local community to lose the facility as well.
We love a good Friday night chippy, so fish, well, chips, proper English dish, isn't it?
I'd miss chip shops. I don't tend to do the takeaways and the pizzas. I don't tend to do them. But traditional fish and chips, yeah, every day of the week, yeah, if I could, yeah.
Sometimes busier in here on a Saturday night than in the bars.
It was my parents' business, and they started it 42 years ago. I've actually been in it 26 years. I wouldn't like to end on a failure. I'd rather, when I am ready to go, I'd like to sell it to somebody and make sure it's in good hands.
In the meantime, for Andrew's regulars, there's only one thing on their minds.
Haddock and chips for me, absolutely, yeah, the real thing.
Nothing too heavy, just a portion of chips.
Just a chip barm cake, it's just cheap and cheerful.
Small chips. Today I'm going for a lighter option and just having the fish.
Well, there we go. I think that piece of haddock looks just about ready. Stuart, you're the expert. What do you think?
Yeah, it's exactly right. Bang on.
OK, lovely. Let's put that to one side. There we go. Beautifully done. Now, Stuart, tell me about the business. Third generation How are
third
things in terms of price pressures when it comes to fish?
It's been very difficult. Like, obviously, family businesses, throughout the country, all businesses throughout the country, it's been very difficult. But the price of fish has been, ridiculous. It's doubled in price over the past year or so.
And what does that mean for you as a business? What are you having to do?
Well, it's just squeezing our margins massively, and obviously we've had to slightly put up the price, but people can't pay. They just don't have the the money in the bank, as it were, really. But I think people, I think businesses are using, like, we're selling a lot more smaller portions now, other varieties. Like, we've noticed a big increase in small fish and chips rather than, your regulars and your larges.
So smaller portions, and you're trying to get people to think about other varieties. How likely are they? How happy are they to switch away from cod and haddock?
Well, to be fair, most people choose cod or haddock, and it's very difficult for people to move on to other species. But, traditionally this country is, cod or haddock all the way into it, really.
And are you surprised that some fish and chip shops are going out of business because of the price pressures?
Yeah. It's not an easy time, because it's not just the fish prices, it's all the commodities are raising. You've got things like national insurance, minimum wage, everything. Fish and chips is quite a labour-intensive business, so it's quite difficult for people to sort of, all the price increases are small, but overall it's almost like a perfect storm for the industry. So it's just not ideal times, but we are, we're very adaptable. We're very, can change quite. So we're just trying to battle through these times.
Okay. Stuart, thank you very much. Should we plate this up just while we've got a second or two, very quickly? You do the cod, the haddock, sorry.
Haddock.
I should know that more than anything. And then, go on, let me do my bit. Here we go with the chips. Here we go. Let's shovel some chips in for John and Sarah. There we go. We're out of time. It's not me being stingy with the portions, you two, but there we go. Presentation-wise, John, Sarah, I think that's not bad. Ooh.
I'm not sure about the presentation. Well, we have sat here and decided that 6:28 in the morning is not too early for fish and chips. I'm really feeling quite hungry. Looks great.
It really does. Enjoy that on our behalf, Ben.